What about this rivalry, Quinny? They don't want it, but we have it. Do they? Do they not like us as much as we think, or is that just all public? Or do you reckon the players are like, nah, I'm not having this Irish team, but there is so much respect?
Change from probably my involvements or Paul O'Connell's or Ronan O'Gara's, Brian O'Driscoll's. I was on a number of tours there, played against them in Dublin. I don't think we fully believed we could beat them. We certainly thought we were capable of it, but just on any individual day or night, those games were, there was an aura about them. You felt they didn't really know too much about the opposition, and they didn't really
They knew who you were, Quinny. They knew who you were. They definitely did.
Yeah, I'm sure they did. I just think that they Ireland didn't really grab the attention of and put any sort of fear in them. Of course, they knew Ireland were a good side, and there was lots of good players in it, but the difference now, and Matt alluded to it, Ireland have got to a level that's very high, and they're consistently been up there for the last couple of years. We've been very lucky, obviously, with the World Cup loss last year. It was heartbreaking for Ireland, given I think it was it was certainly the best squad Ireland ever sent to a World Cup. As genuine contenders, they could have, on a different day, it could have been them bringing a World Cup home. So, yeah, I think Ireland well and truly know about Ireland, the quality they have, as do the rest of the home nations. And it's over a 20-year period. I think you go back 20 years ago, Ireland weren't favourites against any of the top nations. I don't think they were ever favourites. They were always dangerous and got the wins along the way, and had some great wins in Twickenham and wins in France and stuff like that. But they would never have been consistently favourites. They have been in the last couple of years. And they've actually handled that pressure pretty well, to the point that they've been able to get results, even bouncing back after the World Cup, going to South Africa, playing in Pretoria in that first test. It was an incredible, in Loftus Versfeld. They were in that game, obviously it was, circumstance could have been a little bit different. They may have got a result. They were chasing in the end a little bit, but they never gave up, and they showed that they're quality side. And they proved it in that second test in Durban again, to win that game. What a performance in the first half in that first test. And look, we know South Africa came out and reacted and made changes and got the lead, and then Frawley's dramatic drop goal in the end. But Ireland were in that position, and they put themselves in a position to win the game. So, yeah, confidence-wise, they'll feel good about themselves. But sport can change very quick, very, very quick. And I'd always be of the opinion someone like New Zealand they can rack up a big score on anyone if you allow them play and if you give them time and space. So they'll know every Ireland player inside out, as do anyone else that faces Ireland going forward. Not just in this November series, but, come Six Nations as well, Ireland will probably be one of the favourites, given that they've England and France at home. So they'll probably be the main favourite for the tournament. So they're a big scalp now as well, and that's created a little bit of a rivalry. Particularly New Zealand did not like losing that series to Ireland and New Zealand. I was there for the games. And that kind of created a little bit of niggle. We know there was a few incidents in the game, a few comments said, Peter O'Mahony to Sam Cane, and then, it continued on then with Ricky Ioane last year and Johnny Sexton. So, yeah, a bit of bite and a bit of rivalry, but I think Ireland have stepped up. As I said, we probably weren't expected to beat New Zealand before, but the recent history has been very good. And, again, I think Ireland have got better, and it isn't the case that New Zealand have got dramatically worse. They're not the same team, but they're still a serious prospect on their day. But Ireland have definitely got better.
I'm sure Cian and O'Mahony will have a glass of wine after the match on Friday night.